Hi guys. Still in the funk, which is frustrating. I've touched base with a few people yesterday. I have been off the grid for the most part, but yeah, I am touching base with a few people. I feel like yesterday was like such a mind fuck, really. I did some retail therapy for my flatmate, so I was able to get basically everything I wanted to get her for Christmas, which is great. My throat sounds weird at the moment, so maybe I'm coming down with something as well. I have no idea. I've been trying to play my game a bit, but I'm struggling to even play my game. I'm just struggling in general, and I hate it. Like, it's not me. It's not something I like. And I feel like it hasn't happened in a while, but it's happening now, and it's driving me insane. I'm struggling to eat properly. I'm struggling with work with so many kids. I'm struggling with the green-eyed monster, and that is over, like, people getting to spend time with family at Christmas, and, like, I have this, I love Christmas, but I, like, have hated Christmas ever since I broke up with my ex. And to make matters worse, I had someone get a hold of me yesterday and tell me that somebody that we know that I'm not friends with anymore, but I was friends with at one point in time, has a friend who showed up to have lunch with her and meet her new boyfriend, and of course it was Sam. It was very awkward. This person just tried to, like, pretend she didn't know who Sam was, but of course Sam's been to her house when we all lived in Rotorua, and I was really close friends with her, so I was with her quite a bit until things shifted at work there, and I wasn't as close with her anymore. There was a shift in power. But, like, I'm still friends with her on Instagram, so I did message her and said, I hope it's not too awkward. And she said it was severely awkward. She tried to pretend she didn't know him just because she wasn't sure if he'd remember her, but he did remember her. And then she said, oh yeah, I worked with his ex-wife. So, really happy that I'm not invisible to him. I am happy that he's being truthful, and I don't think it was a shock to this person that he had an ex-wife, so that's great, because in my mind, whenever I envisioned, like, possibly meeting a girlfriend through us going to, like, a mutual, if we ever end up showing up at a mutual family party, I've always kind of envisioned that person would have no idea who I was, and it would be super, super, like, awkward and annoying, because, yeah, it just would be. But, yeah, so that was a little bit awkward for me, because I wasn't sure exactly, like, whether he'd say something about me or not. I haven't found out, like, what was said, but I did say to her later on, I did say, I wish them all the best, and his family's pretty religious and strict, but they are a really good family to have behind you, and once you're kind of in the family, you're in the family, and he's got amazing nieces and nephews, and I adore being Auntie. And then it was funny because his sister showed up at my house, came and brought me dinner. So I was just like, really? Really? Okay. And then she invited me for Christmas because I've got 2 weeks off, and she said, what am I doing for Christmas? And I say, I hate Christmas. I don't want to think about Christmas. You know, I don't want to hide away in a hole, but I actually don't have the joy, and I don't want to be that person. I just hate Christmas. It's been stolen from me because Christmas is the one holiday that no matter who you are, and I was talking about this with my friend yesterday, it is thrown in your face that it is family orientated. Obviously Thanksgiving is too, but that's not a thing here, so it doesn't make me feel bad. Valentine's Day isn't as big here either, so it doesn't make me feel bad. So the only time of year I feel really shitty is at Christmas, and I am feeling it so much more this Christmas. And it could be because 2 of my friends are gonna celebrate baby's first Christmas. I mean, one might not, but we're certain that it'll be either at Christmas or just after Christmas. She's 32 weeks now, but yeah, that could happen a lot sooner than she would like. But yeah, it's just so hard. I'm watching Christmas movies, and it's just so funny. I've watched one Christmas movie about the Xmas. 2 people who end up at Christmas together because one says they're not coming, and then they end up showing up, and that person's there, and they end up getting back together. And then I've just watched another one that I can't remember the name right now with Bethany Joe Lenz from One Tree Hill, and it was the same thing. Like, she ended up having to go to a place that she didn't want to go to do something for her job, and her ex hadn't told her family that they had split up, and so she ends up being in the house with them, and they get back together. And that is obviously not my reality. I am not in any way, shape, or form like hoping that Sam and I might get back together, because that ship has absolutely sailed for me, and I'm really happy that I've actually finally have come to that. I mean, I think I've been like that from the beginning, but it is harder to let go. But now I just want to see him happy, and I'm not frustrated that he's moving on, because he seems like he's maybe in a better place. Obviously, he's not 100%. He just still doesn't want to be in the same place as me. So he hasn't fully got to that like mature adult level that I would like and know that he could be at without making things rude for his family. You know, I said to his sister, well, I don't know what the situation is. And she's like, well, I don't even think he's coming for Christmas. And if he does come for Christmas, like, I'm not pandering to him. Like, but I'm like, do you say this just because you feel bad for me or what? Like, it's so hard. And even Eli was like, well, come for Christmas. And I'm like, but you're not even going to be there for Christmas. Like, you know, he's just called me. I'm going to see his new flat on Wednesday, and we're going to hang out, and it'll be awesome. But I'm just feeling so conflicted. Like, I could go up to her house, and it could be really, really cool. Don't know how much Leah will be around, but Leah might be around a little bit more. So it would be kind of cool to like spend time with her. And Sully and Grace might come up a little bit, so I'd be maybe be able to see them a little bit. But then obviously if I'm seeing them, I have to see Sam's parents. It's a hard scenario to know what to do. Like, I mean, she did say, like, I've got my caravan and I could just park it at the beach and you could just be there, which sounds amazing as well. I mean, it sounds a little bit scary because it's the beach and I don't know if I trust being at the beach by myself in the nighttime. But I love the thought of, like, being near the water and hearing the waves. So I just don't know what to do. And I'm just hiding this funk. And, you know, I look up online and I see ways that I could, like, maybe walk, and then it friggin' rains all day today. And then I'm like, okay, well, can I walk in the house? Yes, I can, but it's a little bit weird to walk in the spot. I'm just struggling. I'm really, really struggling, and I feel like it hasn't been like this for a while. Especially where I've had 2 days and I can't seem to break it. And I'm trying to break it. I'm trying to connect with old friends. I'm trying to watch movies. I'm trying to, like, play my game, and just absolutely nothing is happening. So, yeah. I guess I've done so many videos of you guys where I've been, like, happy and chirpy, and I guess maybe it's good for you to see that I have elements where I do not cope, and right now that is definitely one of them. I did, however, find out that my family member is hopefully going to get out of hospital on Monday. So that is amazing, and because it has literally been like a whole month of them being in there now, pretty much. I think it has. And rehab, like physio rehab, is going well for them, and yeah, hopefully they will be out. And that will be one less stress on me. Yeah. I know my life is good. Like, I literally know that. I've got a roof over my head. I've got food I can eat, whether it's good food or not good food. And there is lots of good food in my house. I've got lots of veggies right now in my house. I don't know what my problem is. I just know that I am struggling. And it is shit. You know, I make really good money, and this week, every hour I work, I am now making $44 an hour, like $44.31 or something like that. That is not pennies. I've put up my Kiwi Saver, which is a contribution that we pay into. I've put it up to 6%, so I'm doubling it. So now $70 of my pay will go in there every week of mine, and then I think another $30 that my employer has to put in $30 or $34 or something, $32. So $100 a week will be going into that, and I can access that to buy a house, all but $1,000, I think. Right at the moment, it's $40,000, so I'd be able to access $39,000. I'm hoping to get that up to either $50,000 or $60,000, so that I can then look at buying a house maybe next year. Yeah, my thing is up on this house in October, so I really want to crunch things out this year. I know I'm not helping with Christmas, but you know, Christmas is pretty much my only expense this year. I might do a little bit of traveling, but with the $8 pay rise, like, it's significant. Yeah, and so I've also put up my giving and only by $10, and then obviously put up to 6%, doubled what I'm giving to to my retirement plan and my house fund. Yeah, and I'm just really working on trying to pay things off as quickly as possible. I'm hoping to have my mom paid off by March, the latest April. I'll start those payments in January and knock those out. I only owe her like $1,000, I think it is, so I can knock those out in the matter of like 12 weeks probably, or 10 weeks. Yeah, it won't be hard for me to do that. And then my loan that was $30,000 last October 2022 is now already 18.1, and this week is another loan, and I put it up to $450. So yes, that's the other thing I've done. I've put my loan up, taking it off to $450. I only owe $100, so $300 is going, so it'll all be down to $17. So and just probably by the time I pay off my mom, it should be down to like 15 already. So that is, or April will be down to 15, like half of it. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I do have a goal of getting it down to 10,000 by this October coming up, which should be doable. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll just see. If I end up having too much play money, I will put that loan up again. But yeah, I do want to get some savings under me, and I do want to pay all this debt off. So I might have to, it might take a little bit longer, but those is my goal for this year going into January, to pay off my mom and to get some savings behind me. I owe another 200 and something to Donna for the Disney cruise for next year to secure my spot. But yeah, I do need to save for that cruise as well, because that cruise is going to be quite expensive. So I need to have at least probably a good $4,000 saved just for that. So I need to put that in a savings account as well over this next year. Because I need to pay that off. It'll probably be about a couple $1,000s for the cruise, and then I'll need like probably $1,000 to go to like Australia, because I need to pay for accommodation and food and the aquarium and the zoo. So $1,000 will probably cover that. So yeah, I probably need about $3,000 for the cruise all up. Maybe 3.5 for spending money on the cruise, because I don't want it to be as tight. But yeah, so that is kind of what's happening this year. I would like to go to Queenstown this year, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I say this year, but I'm meaning 2024. But I don't know if that is happening. I don't have any big holidays booked this year, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I am hoping that we can go on like a girls' weekend again, and actually like a proper girls' weekend to I actually have talked about going on a girls' weekend to Waiheke with my friend Beth. So I need to actually put that into practice, because that would be really, really cool. So maybe one of the holidays coming up, yeah, we can look into something like that. But yeah, anyways, that's kind of like a lot. So take it as it is.